about buying a home in Delaware? Want to know a secret? Okay, I'll tell you, but you gotta keep it between me and you. Well, the secret is, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about 5 great places to live here in Delaware that no one else is talking about. And you're not gonna wanna miss out on any of the hidden gems in this video, so make sure you stick around to the end. But I can promise you, after watching, you'll definitely have some secret spots to check out here in Delaware after watching. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Windom. I help people buy and sell homes here in Delaware. I've lived here my entire life, and on this channel, I talk about what it's like living here in Delaware. And if you're thinking about potentially buying or selling a home here in Delaware, I love to have a conversation to see if it made sense for us to work together. So I'll leave my info on screen now, and again in the description below. So everyone knows about the Middletowns, the Wilmingtons, the Dovers, Rehoboth, and Lewis. In this video, I want to talk about the towns and cities that no one is talking about. Some of those places that is out in the cut, so to speak. So let's hop right into it. So the first one I have here is Frederica. Now, Frederica is a small town located in Kent County with a population of about 1,100 residents. One of the main things that I really like about Frederica is just its convenient location. It's located right between 2 of the major routes here in Delaware, which are Route 1 and Route 13. And it's only about 15 minutes from Dover if you're heading north from Frederica, and about another 15 minutes south to Milford if you're heading south. Now, despite it being a super small town, Frederica, it has found a lot of, residential growth. And because it flies underneath the radar, homes are still pretty affordable there, and you can potentially, find decent homes in that 300 to 350 range if you look hard enough. Now, one of the downsides is that it being such a small town, if you're looking for like restaurants or anything to do, there's only really 2 things in the town of Frederica. So the first one is the Frederica Pizza and Pasta House, and they have great pizza and, you guessed it, pasta. And the other one is called Burgers and Brews, and this is, a traditional burger joint, but it has a little bit of a spin. It has an outdoor seating area that's really cool with sand and everything, and it kind of feels like a beer garden-esque vibe, but they have live music and it's a great time. But despite, those drawbacks, you're definitely going to want to keep Frederica on your radar. Now, the next one I have here is going to be Felton. It's another town in Kent County with a population of about 1,300 residents. This one I actually mentioned in my other video, and I feel like more people are starting to take notice of Felton since then. But I still feel like it flies a bit under the radar as well. Felton is great if you want to get a bit more land, but you want to be a little bit away from, the general hustle and bustle. But it's still close enough to where as though you're close enough to civilization. If something were to happen to you, you're not going to be sitting in your house for 10 days before somebody finds you. And it's great for people who love the outdoors and nature. You have the state park of Killens Pond that has, a bunch of nature hiking trails, as well as a water park and pool that's great for both adults and kids as well. Again, it does have a great location. It's right in between 1 and 13. So again, you can just hop right on there. Prices are rising a bit in Felton, but it's still, very affordable and comparable to what to other cities and towns here in Delaware. But there's a lot of potential for growth here. So it's another one to definitely, you're going to want to look into. So I swear this next one doesn't start with an F. It's actually going to be Greenwood. And Greenwood, Delaware is actually located in Sussex County, and it has a population of about 1,000 residents. Now, this town is extremely small, but it does have a good location. It's located right off Route 13, and it's actually only about 40 minutes to our major beaches such as Lewis, Rehoboth, Dewey, etc., etc. So it's just far enough away to where as though you're not going to catch that crazy day-to-day traffic that comes with the beaches and in the spring and summer months. But it's close enough to where as though if you did want to take a trip, you can go there and not kill your whole day. Now, it being such a small town, there's nothing there except for the basic necessities. So if you need anything other than that, if you want to go to, you know, a nice restaurant or have any entertainment, you're going to have to go to another town or city. But the good thing about Delaware, it being so small, you could probably hop in your car, drive 10-15 minutes and be right there. So because it is located in the more southwestern part of Delaware, closer to like that Maryland line away from the beaches, just in general, land tends to be cheaper there, and the developers are taking notice. So I'm seeing a lot of new construction in that area, so you're able to grab a new construction home, and because the land acquisition was so much cheaper to developers, you tend to get a little bit of a better price compared to if you tried to buy that same house in, you know, a different city or town. So that's definitely a plus. And because, you know, the land is just cheaper out there, and honestly, there isn't a huge demand for people wanting to move to Greenwood in droves or anything, but people are, you know, moving there, and the developers do see the potential there. So it's another one you're going to want to keep on your list. Next one is Milford is located in both Kent and Sussex County, mainly in Sussex County, and it has quite a big population. It's about 13,000 residents. Now, I know you may be saying in your head, Brandon, everybody knows about Milford already. What are you talking about? But I don't really think people do get it. I don't think they really do. Because honestly, if they did, I feel as though there would be a lot more people wanting or moving to Milford, because in my opinion, I feel like it has the potential to be just as big or see the type of growth that we're seeing in Middletown, which is one of our fastest growing cities here in Delaware. It's almost basically the same place. I mean, it has more than enough land to develop and grow. It has a great location because, you know, it's right there, right next to Dover, you know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops to Dover, you know, 30 minutes tops to the beaches. And they have a ton of development and improvements going on throughout the city. They have the huge medical facility, the Bay Health Sussex campus, and they're talking about expanding and offering even more services there. So you got healthcare covered. They just built a new Big Oyster brewery there, and that's located on a newly renovated and open golf course as well. And I mean, every time I'm looking, they just offering new experiences, new businesses, and just new things to do there in Milford. I mean, I think people know of Milford, but they don't really understand everything that Milford has to offer. And because of all of the land and everything else, real estate is still, you know, somewhat pretty affordable in Milford compared to other cities where you would get these type of services or entertainment or anything that the city of Milford offers right now. Next is Clayton. Clayton is another small town in Kent County. It's just west of Smyrna, and it has a population of about 4,000 residents. Like I said before, it's just west of Smyrna, and it's maybe a 5 or 10 minute drive depending on where exactly you are. Clayton, for the most part, is mostly residential. I mean, it pretty much just has the bare minimum. I mean, a fire station and a town hall is pretty much all that's there. But with Smyrna gaining so much popularity and development, this is a good alternative because it still has that same great location, because like I said, it's only 5 or 10 minutes away from Smyrna. And I mean, you still get all the perks that come with living in Smyrna. For the most part, you're gonna get the school district, you're gonna get, you know, the amenities that Smyrna offers because it's literally right there. And because it is, you know, to the west part of, you know, Delaware, and it's a little bit off the beaten path, you know, you kind of got to go look for it. You just don't end up in Clayton. So homes tend to be a bit more affordable, but Clayton, you know, is really small. So the development isn't as robust as perhaps Smyrna is right now. But if you look hard enough, there's definitely, you know, some opportunities out there for you. And I just think more people should be speaking about these places. It's weird no one's talking about it. And speaking of things that people should be talking about, I actually did another video talking about the dangers of real estate here in Delaware. And I'll put that video right here.